everybody, it's Coach Brett, zentriathlon.com, and we are 2 days, 1.5 days away from the Iron Baby, my self-supported Ironman. And I just been getting some stuff together, kind of wanted to show you a few things, and I got some bike gear and some food, and then I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the event itself. So first off, we can talk about bike gear. What I did is a couple nights ago I started putting together the bike stuff and then realized I'm missing stuff. And, but just a few examples. Spare tubes. I have to have valve extenders on the tubes, and because of the deep dish on the wheels of the bike, and so I had to package them up. I would go ahead and put them in talcum powder, so when you change the tire, it slips into the tube better and less chance of another flat, which you can give yourself a flat, changing your flat, and that prevents that. A whole bunch of CO2, tire tools, multi-tool, bike grease right before I leave. I'm going to lube up the chain on the bike, and still on my list to figure out is music or whatever I'm going to do out there. If I play it off my iPhone, I'm going to run the battery down on Pandora, so I don't know what to do about that just yet. And I went to the grocery store, and when I checked out, the guy was like, "What are you doing?" By the way, I have no idea if I'm centered in this thing or not. I can't really tell. But anyway, basically I bought tons of gels and clip blocks and Lara bars and stuff like that, all different kinds of flavors and textures. And then I use my car as an aid station on the bike and on the run. And as I swing by my house, I lift the tailgate on my car, and I just I pick something. I pick a few things to go with me that sound like they're going to taste good. Because believe me, out there, after a while, you get sick of raspberry, goo or something like that, and it gets old. So, and then before the race even gets started in the morning, I've been instructed years ago, and it really works, to load up on calories several hours before you start, and like 600 calories, 1,000 calories, I forgot how many it was, just a ton, as many as you can cram down of easy digestible stuff. Bagels are really good for this, and that way you get the nutrition, you get the energy in your body and past your digestive system, so now it's ready to rock in your body, and it's not in your gut, so that when you start the swim, you don't have something heavy in your belly. But bread is easily digestible, so I use bagels. Works really, really good. So you get up, eat a ton, and then go back to sleep for a couple hours if you can, because you're so excited that things are going down really well. So I want to talk for a minute about the Iron Baby. I do it for charity. I do this race to raise money for the Ronald McDonald Foundation and the March of Dimes and Michael J. Fox Foundation, which is Parkinson's. The other two, the previous two, are for little children, and that's why I call it the Iron Baby, because my son was born 2.5 months premature, and it was March of Dimes, Ronald McDonald House that helped save his life. So I was explaining it to somebody today at work, and they asked why you call it the Iron Baby, and I said, well, my son was born, and it was a messy situation because of the prematureness of it all, and I was supposed to do an Ironman like in the coming week or something like that, and of course that was completely out of the picture. And and then as a dad, anybody that's out there that's a dad or mom knows how dads feel. All this stuff's going on where the moms worked her butt off, the nurses are working their butts off, the doctors are working their butts off, the baby is working his ass off, his or her ass off, to live in this situation, because he's surrounded by other babies that are, a lot of them don't make it in these children's hospitals for emergency situations like this, and everybody's working their ass off to help. And as a dad, you're just like, what do I do? You know, and they're just like, you stay there and, you know, stay put in case we need you. But they never really need you so much, and you just feel like you want to help so much, but you can't. And what do you do? And so I got the idea that the least I could do is show how much I wanted to help, and what I would do if, you know, like what extent I would go to help if there was something I could do. There's, you know, nothing for me to do. And I was trained for an Ironman, and I just said, it was a crazy idea. I'd never heard of anybody doing it before. I said, I'm gonna go out and do an Ironman on my own to show how tough I'd be if called upon to step in and do something. And the next thing, this was 6 years ago, and the next thing I know, it just took off. Everybody loves it. And I've been raising money for charity ever since. So you can go to zentriathlon.com, and then there's a link to the Iron Baby. We're gonna have live tracking, and then at the bottom, you're gonna see on a map where I am and all the stuff that's going on. I have people coming out to join me on the bike and on the run, and for parts and whole parts and stuff like that. And the cool thing is, there's links at the bottom where you can donate to charity. You donate to charity, and then you just send me an email, which is on that page, the email address. You send me the email of which charity you donated to and how much, and that's it. And I just tally it up. I never see the money. I don't need to see the money. I think it's more efficient that way. And we just tally it up on the webpage, who donated how much to what charity. And I just do it from the emails that y'all send in. So that's it. I wanted to talk for a second about why do an Ironman. And real quickly is that it's a way for you to peel back the layers of yourself, of what you think you are, and then find out what you're really made of at the core. Because there's, I've talked about it before, you have a construct of yourself, of your self-image, of what you are. You think you're tougher than you are, you think you're better looking than you are, you think you're smarter than you are, you think you're a whole bunch of things that you're not. And then there's a lot of things about you that are probably pretty good that you don't even know about yourself. And these things come out whenever you put yourself under stress. And it's like man gifted itself with this ultimate stress contest of an Ironman. In less than a day, you can tear yourself down and then find out what you're really made of out there on the race course. There is no beating the Ironman. It's a test of pure toughness. And you find out a lot about your personality and what you're made out of on mile 100 on the bike, and then you get a flat tire, or you know, somebody with a car almost hits you, you know, and you're just out there by yourself, fending for yourself. Or maybe, you know, in a big race with a whole bunch of people, but when you're faced with the opportunity to quit, you know, are you going to quit? Are you a quitter? We're going to find out, you know. And or you type A and you think you're super organized and you did all these workouts, and then you get out there and find out that you had no idea about how much more fitness other people have than you. You thought you were super fit. Well, it's a big self-check, you know, like you're not as tough as you think you are, basically. So you start peeling back these onions, and then you find out stuff about yourself. You know, you're a kind person. You're okay with adverse conditions. Your stomach's tougher than you thought it was. There's all kinds of awesome things you find out about yourself that are great. So you come out the other end with a list of things of like, well, I'm this, you know, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm not this, and I'm not this. I need to work on these two things, you know. And the other thing is that the Ironman is such a big monster that it's not something that, like I said, it's not something you can beat. It's just something you can kind of handle. And that's a really good lesson in life. And it's awesome every time you get the opportunity to do it. And I equate it a lot to the ocean. When you are on a sailboat out in the ocean, or just any kind of boat out in the ocean, you can't ever think that you're smarter or stronger than the ocean. The ocean will whip your ass every single time. If it doesn't, it's being nice that day. And but what you do have out there is a set of tools. So you have you know, your compass and your sails and your rudder and your knowledge of the wind and your knowledge of the local area as much as you can. And then basically you kind of have to work your way through the situation. So it's like a puzzle that you kind of have to put together and figure it out. And the Ironman's the exact same way. The event's so big, it's so long, so tough that you can't outthink it, you can't beat it, but you survive it, and then you learn a lot about yourself along the way. So, all right, so 2 more days, a day and a half till we do this baby. All right, cool. Thanks.